Ralph Hartman here, Sarasota, corner of Jasmine Street and US 41. I've been again reminded of another difficulty that anyone I encounter day to day is already aware of, is that there is a lot of loud interference that occurs from traffic broadcasting who allege that they're Marines. Now, as I speak, they would probably be interrupting me. Basically, they say what you're going to say. In other words, they say things like you're going to be against what you just said. You know, so they work basically against me about everything, and they also have the same origin of the formerly very secretly abusive family. It's been happening for a lot of years. I've been reporting. I'm not going to spend much time on this. There's other video messages about the subject that are on files. But basically what they do is, instead of wanting to inform the people about anything, they cause disturbances that they achieve through the use of a medical malpractice from years ago. That even if I had agreed about it, when I'm walking along the roadside, I don't need to hear people, here's the same men in traffic sound loudly interrupting and saying the word Marines, you know. If I say I've already been aware of that, but they continue all day, all afternoon, all through the night, arguing and interrupting, and invariably they start saying threats again. In other words, they say things like, what's a foregone conclusion, the Marines tortured Ralph. You know, others that revert to friendly, you know, I've reported to police and others. I hope that there's security against the corruption. I'm aware that there are many good Marines, of course. You hope that the vast majority are good, that pass by in their cars with their wives and families, and I hope all are safe. But there are a few that are very intransigent about being a constant threat, and basically what their theme is that they themselves are gays, and that they usually say Hitler kind of orientation. Now, I'm for the United States being safe instead. You know, we're talking about, I'm speaking of maybe a group, maybe 5 or 10, but they're provided by whomever did whatever, so they're a constant disturbance. So they, you know, I don't like arguing, but they argue about everything. So this was just to remind that I am glad that I had experienced the Navy as a technician back in the 70s. I worked as an aviation electronics technician. I was a member of Training Squadron 7, Naval Air Station in Meridian, Mississippi, where I worked on trainer aircraft. At that time the Navy was using TA-4 jets. And it was an interesting job. It was during peacetime, between the end of 75 and 77, through 77, early 77. But I'm simply not a Marine. But others that are from the same malpractice interrupt me and say, they reverse the words and say something like that, but I'm not a Marine, as I speak. And that means, and then they say something like Al's eyes. You know, that's about them being from Albert Hartman, the father who staged his death back in 1967. Anyway, I'll detail more about that in a future message. I just wanted it to be said, since there are indications of some good favorable progression, that personally I am for the United States being safe and secure and united, and I'm for our people being secure and with peaceful, prosperous futures. And during this time, and for all the years since and the years in the future, the simple fact is I wouldn't have chosen to be a Marine, so I'm just not. Any other commenting is actually fraudulent. So, with that in mind, I just, again, hoping that all the good people here in Sarasota and all around the nation are safe, and that there's going to be good resolving in the near future. Thank you.